Hi, welcome to this video. In this video recording, I am going to go over how to start a new website. Very basic with no custom design, just so you understand the steps that you need to go through. Now, at any point, if you get confused or don't understand anything, please just leave me a comment and I will help you to understand it. However, you can also hire my virtual assistants to do this for you. I own a virtual assistant company. It's Get It Done For Me Now Virtual Services. Our website is delegatemytasks.com, but you can find out more about me at katarinagassett.com. And there's also a website link there showing some more examples of websites that we have built over the years. A lot of those are from years ago but since then our design and everything has changed a lot. But in this video, it's going to be as short as I can make it, just so you can see what all's involved and the steps that you have to take. And then you can decide from there whether you want us to do it or you're going to do it yourself. So this is very basic. This is not anything about design. I do have a lot of WordPress tutorials and trainings on my YouTube channel, on my productivity channel, which you can go to and watch. So these are the steps that you need in order to start a WordPress site, which is the highly recommended, the most SEO friendly sites there are. First, you need to get a domain name. And we will need, if we're doing it for you, we will need your login credentials for every platform that I tell you about, because we need access to them. So for your domain name, you can go to you can buy them either here at GoDaddy, or you can buy them at Namecheap. So it doesn't matter which one of these that you use. I use GoDaddy because I'm a domain. I own lots of domains. And so I have a membership in their domain discount club. So I get my .coms for about $8.99 a year and my .nets for about $6.99 a year and things like that. So I get some really, special discounts for buying a certain amount a year. And I think it's cost like $99 a year to belong to the discount club. So there doesn't make any sense if you're only going to have one or two domains. So that in that case, it doesn't matter if you get them at GoDaddy or, like I said, at Namecheap. Either one is fine to get them at. And both of these are easy to work with. And for us, our VAs know how to get into both of these sites and change your name servers and work in there. I do not recommend you building your WordPress website on GoDaddy. Please do not do that. GoDaddy should not be your host. Okay, so that's your domain. The next thing that you're going to need is hosting. Please use my hosting link, katarinagassett.com/hosting. It's written here, so you can copy that down. I'll also put it in the comments below so that you can also be able to just click on it from there as well. I highly recommend you to get it from Bluehost, and you will get a discount if you sign up for the package. So if you buy an annual package, it's a lot less. The only things you need from here, you do not even need your domain, because we can just forward that over for you. You do not need any of the fancy things they're going to try to sell you. All you need is your free SSL and your one-click WordPress install. Okay. So if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of traffic, I highly recommend that you use a inexpensive plan such as that, because you are going to be not needing all those other services they try to sell you. Then you're going to add your domain to your hosting panel. And then you're going to install WordPress inside of your hosting panel to your domain. And right before you do that, you're going to set up a username and password. Now, I have a training on that and a tutorial on that already. I have that's in my YouTube channel, but I also have a step-by-step tutorial guide at katarinagassett.com. And if you go there and click on my resources, you'll see how to start your blog. A couple of the things have changed since I've done that tutorial, but they're just very slight. It's just the look and feel will be a little bit different, and where you go to install. But it's very self-explanatory once you're in your hosting panel. And then right before you install your WordPress, it's going to ask you to set up a username and password and make sure that those are strong. Do not use your name and do not use your email address as your username, and don't use admin. Admin is typically the default one, but all the hackers already know that. So that's, guess what? That's 50% of their way into your website by just putting the words admin in and getting that part right. Then I want you to go and purchase Thrive at my link, KatarinaGassett.com/best theme ever. KatarinaGassett.com/best theme ever. This is the theme that I highly recommend in almost all circumstances. Now, if I have a one-on-one strategy call with you, that might change and I might steer you to a simpler theme based on what you're already doing in your business and what your goals are. But in 90% of the circumstances, you're going to want to have Thrive, because as you build out your business, they have so many tools that you can use that will help you do everything without having to spend the expensive money of Kartra or Kajabi or any of those kind of systems. Now, I highly recommend Thrive because it has everything you will ever need to run your online generation, your funnels, your quizzes, your countdown timers, drag and drop visual landing pages, squeeze pages, lead magnets, video, webinar registrations, like just everything that you possibly need for your business is all kind of in one place outside of your email list provider. So you still need an email list provider like MailChimp or Aweber, Drip.co. There's many out there for you to choose from. You do not have to go expensive with that. And Thrive, all of their lead generation, lead forms and everything can connect to your emails API in most of the big ones. So, however, if you're only going to do a blog site and you're setting it up for ads, if you want to do a niche blog site where all you're going to be doing is focusing on ads, and I do this a couple of ways, which we can go into later into strategies. But you don't have a lot of money, you don't want to pay a membership into Thrive, which is an annual membership fee, very low cost, of course. But with Acabado theme, which is the other one that I recommend, it's just a one-time purchase. I'm not an affiliate of that. I wish I was, because I do recommend them. But about 10% of the people I talk to will use an Acabado theme unless you're setting up unless you're just setting up a niche blog site, like an authority site, and you're not going to need to do lead generation to it, or at least not in the beginning, because the problem is Acabado and Thrive are not compatible together. Not yet anyway. I'm hoping that one day they will be. But I use both, and I'm just going to give you really quick one of the strategies that I use to do both. So what I'll do typically is I'll have my blog site on Acabado and just run that and get that ready for my ads, because I want to do Mediavine, or, I'm not talking about sending ads. I'm talking about publishers putting their ads on my blog, right? And earning my income passively through those ads. Okay, so that's my number one goal with many of my niche websites. And so that I'll have there. But then let's say later on, as time goes on, maybe I want to develop an info product and I want to have a squeeze page and a lead magnet. So I'm not going to do that on Acabado because it takes too much. It just doesn't work the right way like Thrive does. So what I'll do is I'll buy another domain that is just for, I don't care about SEO on that site or anything, and I'll buy another domain and host my Thrive there. And then I'll drive the people into a lead magnet on the Thrive lead generations. And I don't have to worry about setting up a site on that domain. I just need, and I can show you an example. So for instance, I have Delegate My Tasks is my website, but I started it with just lead gen. I didn't have a blog. Now I do, but I didn't before. And so it's on Thrive. And let me just show you, when you go to that page, it's going to be slow here because I'm recording. All it is a squeeze page, right? All it is a lead magnet. There's no menu or anything like that. So if I wanted that, I just need a domain and have it sent there. I don't need to have a home page. I don't need to set up I don't have to do any of that because all of that stuff is on my blog site, right? So that's one way that you can use both once you start to grow. Okay. Next steps. While you're in your hosting panel, you're going to add SSL to your site, which is now free. If people try to charge you, if a company tries to charge you for an SSL certificate, you do not need to do that. Before, it used to be very expensive. We used to fight that all the time. I didn't put in fact, I never used SSL, and it never hurt my business, and it still doesn't hurt my business if I forget to put it on it. But now it's free, so now there's no reason not to put it on. But when it used to be $150 for every domain, that was a little ridiculous, right? So now it's free. It comes, and most of your hosting companies will have that with it, and the ones that we use with Bluehost, it does. Then you're going to log out of your hosting platform. So I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log into my WordPress panel. And when I log into my WordPress panel, after I'm logged into there, I'm going to install the theme. So you're going to install Acrobato, or you're going to install Thrive, one of those two. And that's at that point in time, that's when you install. Now, this is just going over the steps. I'm not doing the how-tos because I do have lots of videos that explain all of that kind of thing and go into more detail. But this is just showing you the steps that you have to take in order to have a website. Then you want to go in and delete all your unnecessary plugins, because all WordPress itself, once you install, comes with a bunch of plugins, and some of those are things that you're going to have to buy, right? Plugins you're going to have a subscription for, whatever. And you can just delete almost all of them. You'll learn when we do it for you, we delete all the unnecessary ones. There's so many that you don't need that are put in there. And then you need to add your necessary ones. And so we have a list that we use for our clients of the necessary plugins that we need to add. Then you're going to add your logo, and you're going to add your website avatar. So your website avatar is different than a marketing avatar. So for instance, if I go here, if you see up here, you see GoDaddy has this little thing up here. You see that? And that's called an avatar. So here's mine for one of my sites, and you'll see that a lot of mine don't even have it yet. But and this is a WordPress one, but here's one that's actually done correctly. Here's another one done correctly. So those are those that's when you're going to be doing those little avatars, okay? And that's what they call it in there. It has evolved into the avatar that I discussed with you, which is building out your perfect ideal customer. So the next steps, so your next steps after that is you want to compress all the images that you're going to want to put on your website. So when you do your graphics for your website, you want to make sure that off of the website, okay, so like on your computer and using online software, there's all kinds of free compressors out there. You want to make sure that you're compressing but not diluting the pixels, and you want to make sure it's still very high quality. So there's special software for that you can get, and most of it you can get it for free online too. Then you're going to name your files on your hard drive, and on your hard drive you're going to name your files with keywords before you upload them to your WordPress media library, and that is because you want those to be SEO'd. Then you're going to upload your images into your WordPress media library, and then you're going to install a plugin called Smush and compress them again. So you're compressing them. That system will then again make them more fast so that they'll load faster. What you don't want are you want high quality images on your website, but you want a fast website, so you don't want it to slow it down. And then delete all the images in your media library that are defaulted in there that you do not need to use. So delete all of the ones that you won't be using on your website. Then I want you to do a speed test. Mark down the time. You can just Google site speed test and go to the Google one, and then put in your domain and see what your score is. Write that down, because then later on, as you're working on it and you see that it's slowing down, you'll see where you started. You see, in a couple months what your score is, and so forth. And then you can always go back in history and see how close you can get it to the fastest speed possible. Then you're going to create your pages. So you're going to create a home page, blog page, about author page, about domain or brand, reviews page, resources, contact, disclaimer, and privacy pages. Please check with your attorney for official language that you should be using. Thrive comes with templated versions of the privacy and disclaimer page. I believe Acabado might also. However, they're very focused to e-commerce, and they're also not complete, and they don't all have the California COPA laws in them as well. So there's a lot, there's a lot of other things. And if you're not from the United States, you need to have the GDPR, those kinds of things, all the legal stuff that you need to be taken care of. We do not cover that for you, but we will add the content that you want us to put on there. But we are not attorneys, and we're not, and I'm not playing one on TV, and I cannot give you legal advice. So after you see all of that, the best thing that you could do is delegate all of this so it can go smoother for you. It's not, so you don't have to learn, because how often are you going to, like when I go through these lists, how often are you going to do this in your life? Think about that. Remember, the whole idea about delegating is to take off of your plate things that, number one, are below your pay grade, number two, that you're not good at, and number three, that you would have to learn, but there's no sense in learning it because you're never going to use it again. So those are those kinds of things that you need to be delegating off of your plate. So on a Thrive site, it includes all the steps in the slide. It includes a simple homepage custom design that we do for you. And then the pages that I told you about. It's only shells, no content. You get 3 rounds of edits. Make sure all your edits are requested at one time for each round. And please note, there's no content except for your placeholder images is included in this price range. And a very basic Thrive site is $900 for you to order from us to do. All the other things that you need, adding the content and everything, you can definitely get that done from the VAs. But that's aside from this page, okay? Acabado's site, it includes all the steps, allows for 3 rounds of audits. It's a lot less, it's a lot simpler. There's no custom design whatsoever to it. Everything is just replaced. Every placeholder that comes in the theme is just replaced with one of yours. And it's $497 for this basic product. For us to do this for you. I'm sorry, these are for us to do this for you, in case you didn't get that. Okay, so in case I didn't make that clear. Then I do custom sites. So I'm the one who builds the custom websites. They start at $2,900. They include 1 strategy session with you and a follow-up session of going over everything on your site. It also includes an question and answer one-on-one for about 20 minutes, where we can go over any questions about how you access different things. But again, almost everything that I do, I have trainings for and tutorials for. Funnels are priced starting at $1,500, and they go up according to how complex your funnel is. And this only will apply to Thrive sites, ClickFunnels, Kartra, Kajabi, things like that. Custom sites include SEO setup. So if you're doing a custom website, your beginning SEO setup is all done for you. Custom sites include us adding your content to your custom site as well. So instead of just getting a shell, you're going to get, for $2,900, you're going to get us copying and pasting all your content on. If you need to hire me to write that content and to look, then the price, of course, is going to go up. And then from then on, you can just hire the VAs to continue doing all of your publishing and content and all of that once your site is done. So if you want to continue with the VAs at any point, whether it's now or after the shell is built or during the shell being built, which is a great time to also have them working for you, is they can do content creation, blogging, graphics, video, infographics, social media marketing, SEO services, and we rock in GMB services and citations. So if you know anyone in press releases, in our SEO services, we are just really have an amazing SEO department that handles these services, and they are really, really good. The other area where we have absolutely amazing stars working in, is the data enrichment services. So we have ISAs, appointment setters, data mining, CRM, email support, all of that kind of stuff. We have gals that are so good at doing that, and very, very awesome ladies. They also can work on your branding. They can't resolve your branding for you. Like they can't tell you what branding to use, but if you bring your branding, like you bring your colors, and they can create the logos and doing things like that, we do offer that as well. We also do video services, transcriptions, podcast support. YouTube SEO is something else that we work on. And then we also have e-commerce support, customer support, data management, and secretarial support. So anything that you can take and create and turn into a system, the VAs can take that over for you and do it for you. And that can save you immense amount of times, really help your bottom line, increase the time that you work on income generation activities. And so if you want to get with us, you can text me at 561-502-1577. Again, my number is 561-502-1577. You can text me and we'll set up a time to talk, because I do like to talk to each one of our clients before you onboard. And then my COO will take over from there. And if you want to know some more, if you want to go over those services again, you can go to facebook.com/get it done for me. And please like my page as well. We have a great community too, and you can join our community to ask questions. And so you can do that as well on Facebook. So I think that's it for now. I am going to be doing some more trainings. I am going to be doing a training on Gutenberg, so that once you do get your site back from the VAs, you will know how to post on your blog. So I'm going to go over that, because the Gutenberg is a new tool, and there are lots of free trainings out there, but a lot of times I talk kind of fast, so you can just slow down my speed. But a lot of them talk a lot about things that you really don't need to know about in Gutenberg. So I'm going to just get to the nitty gritty when I do the video training on that. So hopefully that's a good training for you to hear today. Again, we would love to work with you. Go ahead and text me so you can get started.